Hello and welcome back to the most amazing top 10 channel on the internet. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate and today I'm talking about the top 10 scary us theories. Before we get into this video, I just want to tell you a little bit about our new channel. We have a channel called Top 10 Beyond the Screen that is all about discussing movies all day, every day. We've got two fabulous hosts, Lucy and Jocelyn. So if you like this kind of movie content, then head on over there and tell them I sent you. The new movie by Get Out writer and director Jordan Peele has been wowing audiences and has so far been a box office hit. But is there more to the horror movie than meets the eye? Let me know if you've seen the film down in the comments section below. Also, please do let me know if you like scary movies. Honestly, I sound like OG Ghostface there. I like it. I'm not a murderer though, I hasten to add, although murderers would say that. Also, please do leave a thumbs up and share this video with a friend. Check out the links in the description box for the social medias of the people that went into making this video. Stick around to the end of the video where I'll be reading out comments from a previous video. I've said video a lot, so let's get into it. Coming in at number 10, we have It Was a Terrorist Attack. The movie does not discuss how and why the tethered were made, they simply exist. One theory is that it was a secret government experiment that went too far, but that seems unlikely seeing as everyone was cloned, like literally everyone across America. Okay, it seems unlikely that the government would want to create a new race for fear of themselves actually being overthrown, so I don't believe it, but it could have been a very elaborate terrorist attack. The tethered are created to live on the fringes of society, rather a lot like people with extremist viewpoints. This is the ultimate inside job, maybe. This explains the seemingly random, unexplained release of the tethered from the carnival maze. They talk about how this has been planned for a long time. Terror attacks are always seemingly random, but have been in the works for years. It also explains why they would choose a carnival, a mass public event to attack from. Also, there are a lot of Bible verses peppered throughout the film. Is this religious motivated terrorism? Coming in at number 9, we have It's a Prequel to Get Out. Jordan Peele won critical acclaim for his 2017 movie Get Out. Some people think that the Us director and writer of both Us and Get Out had set both of his movies in the same universe. One theory is that Us is the preliminary experiment that led to the soul transplantation in Get Out. Let me remind you, in Get Out, an aristocratic family manages to put the brains of white people into black people's bodies because they think that they're physically fitter. The theory goes that they first tried cloning people in order to use their bodies, but that led to some kind of chaos, so said Redditor Nasty Male 09. But actually, I think this works better the other way round, with Get Out being the prequel and actually missing people creating a bit of a problem that was then solved by stealing clone bodies instead. Sure. Coming into number 8, we have The Rabbits Are the OG Clones. There are rabbits absolutely everywhere in Us. The tethered's home, if that's what we're calling it, is totally overrun with rabbits. Why aren't they wearing little red jumpsuits? Well, that's a shame. So theories are here that rabbits exist because the director Jordan Peele is actually terrified of them, but the stronger theory is that the rabbits are the original clones. They then bred those rabbits because, you know, that's what rabbits do best, and then they use them as food for the tethers. In Red's first speech, she talks about having to always eat rabbit, raw and bloody. Ugh. There are a lot of nice down the rabbit hole references to be made too when discovering the tethered layer. Coming in at number 7, the tethered are being assisted by AI. This one comes from Mighty Pen on Reddit. They think that the fact that there are so many tethered, over 319 million if there's one for every American, means that they must be looked after on a mass scale. Where do they all get their red jumpsuits? How are they all fed? Nutritionally, we know that they wouldn't all look the same as their above Earth counterparts if they were only eating rabbit. Someone or something has to be feeding them. Also, notice all the rabbit poo on the floor? Someone's cleaning up. Is it evil robots? Yeah. Coming in at number 6, we have the parallel universe. Some people think that Us is a confirmation of parallel universes. Professor Stephen Hawking believed in them after all, so maybe they're out there. There are a lot of nods to the parallel in this movie. The use of mirrors, for example, 1111 being mirrored numbers, scissors being mirrored images, and the linked movements and actions from tethered and non-tethered. Perhaps Us is a commentary on mirror worlds and other outcomes. Also, the whole down the rabbit hole Alice in Wonderland thing plays into the idea of mirrors too. The entrance to the tethered world, is it a portal to another dimension? Maybe. Coming in at number 5, we have MKUltra 2.0. Between the 1950s through to the 1970s, the United States government was conducting a series of mind control experiments known as MKUltra. MKUltra was a secret and very unethical project wherein human test subjects were being used for the purpose of studying behavioral modification. The government wanted to find a way to manipulate minds and control people. It was unethical. There were LSD drugs, abuse, hypnosis, you name it, the government tried it. So with that in mind, is it so much of a stretch to think that maybe the government invented the whole tethered thing to try and control people on the surface by abusing their clone twins? But then the whole thing went just, horribly wrong. Perhaps this is the reason that Adelaide is abducted. They needed her for further testing, but then the project eventually went awry and the clones escaped. Maybe they escaped because the government abandoned the project, hoping that they could, literally bury it. But in the end, the clones broke out because they needed food. They were struggling to survive off just rabbits and also raw rabbit salmonella. Blech. A lot of people also drew links to MKUltra and Get Out, so maybe this is something that Peel is just working with. Coming into number 4, we have Jason is actually Pluto, and they're also switched. This one hinges on a few key details that are peppered throughout the movie, but most frequently, fans cite this moment. The moment in the car where the mum and son smile at one another. This is actually the tethered clone of Adelaide smiling at her non-tethered son, but actually, maybe he is tethered. The look is a knowing and pretty evil look, so does this suggest that actually Pluto and Jason are switched? Interestingly, on the beach, he builds tunnels and not sandcastles, which just isn't normal behavior. Has he been down the rabbit hole? The theory says that Jason was playing with fire on their trip the previous year and started a fire and burned himself. Before he could be found, he was replaced by Pluto. Although I have to say, this doesn't really account for Pluto acting like an animal. Maybe something happens in the tethered labs which wipes and implants memories, which could also make a lot of sense. Also, tell me that werewolf mask isn't a clear sign that he's evil. I tell you what else is evil at number 3, we have money. A lot of viewers picked up on a money is evil theme and developed it into a full-blown theory in the movie. They're basically saying that the movie, along with its Bible references, are telling us that humans are worshipping at the false altar of wealth. Note Red's speech about how one girl on the surface is given gifts but the girl down below is given nothing. The Tyler family die amongst their riches. Is this justice or is it penance? Coming into number 2, we have it coming. Uh-oh. It all does get very Bible-y at times in us. Jeremiah 11:11 pops up, and 11:11, as we already talked about, pops up a lot in itself. Of course, this is symbolic, but what does it actually mean? I bet Google search terms for that particular Bible passage saw a massive spike after the movie. If you, like me, Googled it, you will have learned that the passage the movie is referring to says something pretty worrying. I'll read it. Behold, I will bring evil upon them, which they shall not be able to escape, and though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them. Classic Lord speaking to his people. Also, Jeremiah warned the people to flee from the wrath that was to come. Is this movie one big warning? I think so. Is it a warning that we're about to be met with some kind of inescapable evil if we don't change our ways? Probably. I'm worried. Finally, coming into number 1, my favourite of them all, we have Russia did it. I love this wild theory. Those pesky Russians, always up to no good in America, or so the media will have us believe. We know that Russian intelligence manipulated the United States election, and that the Soviets did some pretty crazy experiments during the Cold War era. Is the tethered world a world created in secret to screw with America? Who's providing all of those red jumpsuits? The Red Army version, point 2, that's who. They know that they can't nuke the states because that would bring all kinds of drama to their home soil. They can't conduct a land attack as they would get squashed and quashed. So, what does Russia do? They tunnel through the ocean at Diomedes, they get into Alaska, they head down the west coast, they go down further. The entrance to the tethered tunnels is a carnival, and you know who loves a good carnival? Russians. Yeah, so clearly the Russians did it. Thanks guys, that was the top 10 scary us theories. The takeaway from this is that actually, in us, we are our own worst enemy. The issue is, we're always so focused on other people, like the Russians, we forget that actually, maybe we're kind of awful and the worst case scenarios are often brought around by ourselves. Have you guys seen the movie? Did you like it? What do you think to this theories? Do let me know in the comments section down below. Okay, so these are comments from the scary Harry Potter theories. K-Drive said, as soon as she said, yes, I'm the Slytherin queen, I got down and started bowing. Good! I like that you're showing respect to your Slytherin queen. Egg said, hello Egg, my favourite part of the Harry Potter movies is when Dumbledore says, fly you fools, and then falls off a cliff. I really enjoy your Lord of the Rings reference there. Good on you. Joseph Izo said, is it just me, or Rebecca, could you be Ginny's sister? Like older, sassy sister. I'm like the Weasley that never was. I wouldn't be crying in no chamber of secrets. I'd be forefronting the chamber, whatever that means. Tom Riddle, come at me. Elliot McGlynn said, if Voldemort and Bellatrix did have a kid, what would he or she look like? Well, in the play, she's kinda blonde. She doesn't have the snake nose, which I do think is a tragedy, but I guess she's like genetically Tom Riddle. So, I don't know where the blonde came from though. A bit more Malfoy than Bellatrix and Tom Riddle, who both had dark hair. Genetics, although he is the Dark Lord, so basically I think he can do anything. So guys, thank you once again for watching this video. Do let me know what you thought to the theories in the comment section down below. Let me know if you enjoyed us. If you like this video, if you like videos like this, do make sure you leave a big old thumbs up and share them with a friend. I'm your host Rebecca Felgate, and I'll catch you soon.